Hi, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the first wine. Now we're going to move on and we're going to look at wines 2 and 3 together. This is a little experiment, something I've not done with grape skins in the past, but with the theme being oak and the use of oak, I thought this would be a really nice little thing for us to do. So the two wines are exactly the same wine in regards to its Gerla Pinot Noir, 2019 vintage and sourced from the Adelaide Hills. So Pinot really does need a cool or moderate climate to be at its best. It doesn't work well in a warm climate or a hot climate environment. Now, 2019, I must say, in the Adelaide Hills was quite a warm vintage, so the fruit characteristics in this are actually quite ripe, and unlike a lot of, say, Tasmanian Pinot or Burgundy, red Burgundy, you're not really going to find that savoury element in either of the two wines. Pinot is notorious as being, well, it's described as delicate, moody, emotional, and it quite literally and figuratively has a very thin skin. So it can be problematic in the vineyard. So now this wine itself, all of the wine was fermented in 5 kiloliter stainless steel tanks, and it was all machine picked. So rather than hand harvesting, they use machines. It's vegan friendly and it's unfiltered as well. Now, what we've done with the two wines, so the first wine itself has 0 new oak whatsoever. It has been aged for 6 months in French barriques, 225 litres. Now, the difference here is that all of the oak they used is 4, 5 or 6 years old. So seasoned, matured oak. So what we're going to find then is a lot of the fruit character remaining. For me, on the tasting notes for this wine, we've got some beautiful, vibrant red fruit. We've got a little bit of raspberry, a little bit of cranberry in there as well, and then that signature red cherry that you generally find in Pinot. Got lovely pronounced acidity. It's pretty lean, pretty thin as well. But what we're going to do then is we're going to sample wine number 2, and then we're going to sample wine number 3. A little swill of water in between would be really good just to reset your palate. So with wine number 3, this has had 100% new oak, and again has been matured in that oak for 6 months before being bottled. So 100% new oak with Pinot is pretty radical. Not many people are doing that in recent times. So that influence is going to be huge because the oak is fresh, it's not been utilized before, so all of those toasting characters that the oak gains when it's been molded are still there. Now, straight away on the nose, you can tell, wonderful hit of milk chocolate. I get a little bit of vanilla, you get a lovely kind of mocha element as well. With the fruits have changed a lot from wine 2 to wine 3. You find generally that in wine 3, the fruits are more stewed. They're a little darker in composition, and it's almost like they've been stewed in and almost broken down and caramelized a little bit, which I really, really enjoy. I also pick up a lovely little hint of smoke as well with the wine. Now, mouthfeel, texture, full, absolutely full, with a lovely hit of caramel right on the back palate, which I really enjoyed. It reminded me almost of like eating a caramel Tim Tam, which I found really interesting. I've never really had that sensation with Pinot before. I thought it was pretty cool. Now, the wine itself, the acid has been definitely lowered because of the use of 100% new oak, and definitely the tannins themselves, while they're full and quite rounded, they're still quite soft though, which I really enjoy about this wine. So a little experiment. Keep going with them. You could also, if you wanted with this, after you've had a couple of sips of each, you could then blend your own, see what works. You know, like just use what you've got. Get a couple of very small glasses and then put a little bit of each in and see if you can find a balance that you particularly like, maybe, which could be a little bit of fun. And obviously, you can always text me and let me know what the results are of the experiment, or you can just drink each one individually. It's entirely up to you. So anyway, thanks very much. We'll be back with wine number 4 very shortly. Thanks.